And still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hey everybody, this is Alex Bennett, and we're here, and this is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight. We got a guest. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look who we have here. Larry Bubbles Brown. Hi, Larry.
Hey, Alex, and I'm the person you need in the middle of a panic.
Yeah, and
Someone who's really going to make you feel optimistic about the future.
Okay, now my question is, have you been going outdoors at all?
Every day.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
And what precautions are you taking?
Why cleaning the hands every time I touch anything. I'm not getting near people. I'm just going out for runs, and then I actually do go out and occasionally get some fast food. So you gotta make a connection at the window there. So you gotta wash the hands there with the wet naps.
Yeah, you do the drive-in, right?
Yeah,
well,
that's all you can do.
Right. So you get fast food, and then you go home. Let's let people know that Larry is living in a studio apartment, right?
Uh-huh. It's like a jail cell.
It's got to be like a jail cell. I mean, here I've got, something like 10 rooms or something?
Oh, yours is more square feet than a house.
Yeah. So, I mean, my big problem here is that I'm still going stir crazy. You know? Last night I finally started getting a little depressed about being just lying there watching TV. You know, I've run out of TV shows to watch.
It kind of makes you rethink the idea of maybe prison is cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, somebody said this was like house confinement without an ankle bracelet. You know, I mean, it's going to take its toll on people. It's just going to. And here we're only 2 weeks into it in New York, and they say, oh, you're going to have to stay indoors for at least another month.
Yeah, I heard somebody said there's a limit to the amount of time people could take before they start snapping. I thought it was about 5 weeks.
Well, I don't know. You know, I mean, even with all the room I've got here, I've started getting squirrely. You know, talking to you is the most exciting thing of my day.
That's bad.
You know, it's terrible when that's the case. I'm going.
Well, Sweden is not on lockdown.
They're not.
They're the only ones.
But how's their? Well, let me look at them on the map here. They're certainly.
They're going to take their chances.
Sweden is way down the list. Only 4,435 cases as of when we're doing this little program, and Sweden has it's had 180 deaths. Only recovered 16. So I don't know why they're not saying stay home. You know.
Yeah. They're totally free right now.
Well, you know, here in New York City, we are such a dense population that staying indoors is a necessity. You know, because you've got to stop everybody from getting close to each other. And so it's just my wife and I at home, and coronavirus isn't going to kill me, but I think she is.
Well, I talked to a couple of friends from New York, and they said it's very eerie. The streets are almost totally deserted.
Yeah, I did a little thing where I went through my neighborhood with a camera, and it was pretty. It wasn't terribly sparse the other day, but I look out the window right now, and they're just a few people on the street. You know, I mean, everybody is getting. I think finally, even those people who went, this is going to pass. I'm not going to stay indoors. I think they're starting to stay indoors because the numbers are starting to climb so incredibly. And, you know, where we once were making fun of China because they had all these cases, the most cases in the world, they don't have the most cases in the world now. Guess who does?
Well, we do, but they're probably lying, so they could still have the most.
Well, Italy isn't lying, and they're number 2, and number 3 is Spain.
Yeah, why is it so bad there?
I don't know. I really don't know. I look to see where is the one spot on the face of the earth, because I have a map here, where there's basically nothing or very little incidences of it. And Greenland has only had 10 confirmed cases. 8 are active, 2 have recovered, and no deaths.
We better get there.
Greenland may be the great survivor, but then again, maybe there aren't that many people in Greenland either.
I don't think there's a lot. Well, there's the one continent where there's no cases is Antarctica. Antarctica. Yeah. No cases.
Yeah, there are no cases. I looked down there. Then again, there are no people. So, you know.
There's a couple of penguins.
Yeah. And they shit all over the place, by the way. I was told by my friend Shecky, who went to Antarctica recently. And
did he?
Yeah, he went to Antarctica. And,
wow, that's amazing.
But and then he got sick or something, and he had to be taken off the boat. So, and Africa seems to be somewhat sparse too. I mean, you go to South Africa, and that's a pretty big country, and they only have confirmed 1,326, only 3 deaths. So
they think that could be because they drink that anti-malarial quinine stuff, and that could be keeping it down in Africa.
That could be. In Zambia, 35 confirmed cases, no deaths. In Tanzania, 1 death and 19 cases. I mean, Africa's pretty sparse.
Yeah.
You know, all things considered, I mean, is Africa a continent? I'm trying to.
It is.
It is a continent. Yeah, because it is separated on all sides by water. As a continent, I think they're doing better than just about anybody. In Africa, the hot spot is. Excuse me. It says unsigned New Jersey, USA. That's near Africa. What is that? That doesn't make sense. But you really don't have that many. How about Israel? How are my landsmen doing? Let's see here. This map is unwieldy. Doesn't look like. Saudi Arabia has 10 deaths so far, but I don't see anything for Israel. No, could be they don't have it. You know, it was funny. There's this list I have of all these things, and one of the categories is cruise ships. Yeah. One of the categories is cruise ships. So, but we're leading the world. We're number one.
I'm guessing the cruise ship business isn't going to come back strong.
Well, you know, to hell with the cruise ships. All right, you know, they go to begin with. They go, we've got to save them. The president says we've got to send them money. Do you know they don't even have American registry? They're all registered out of the country for tax purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, so screw them. They can go to hell,
Yeah.
right? You know, plus they are just floating petri dishes.
Yeah, that's a good description.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, I just
couldn't pay me to go on a cruise. I don't see the point. You know.
Here's what I don't like about the idea of a cruise. I'm sure it's the same feeling you have. That if you go on a cruise, you're stuck on a boat with these people. If you don't like the people you're with, there's no way you can avoid them.
Yes.
It was like the time that I had to go to a high school reunion, and they held it up in Petaluma, and they were going to hold it on a boat that was going to travel up and down whatever the Petaluma estuary is up there, okay? And I get out of my car, and I go over to the boat, and I look who's getting on it, and I'm going, those are nothing but old people. Well, of course, they were all people my age.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked at them, and I'm going, I don't want to be stuck on a boat with these people. So I turned around and went home. You know, because the idea of just being stuck on a boat with these people. And do you remember the cruises we used to do, the little boat things we used to do as a promotion?
I do remember one we did around the bay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They would take a boat out. The worst nightmare that I could possibly have.
Absolutely trapped.
Trapped with fans. Trapped with fans. Now, to people who don't have fans, you don't understand the dynamic of that. You know, it's not that you hate your fans; you just don't want to get into a discussion with them because they ask you all these really inane questions. So, you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but I just wouldn't want to hang out with those people, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the great William Shatner sketch about people coming up and talking to you about Star Trek 40 years later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I would hate to have to be one of those Star Trek people at one of those Star Trek conventions. You know, that would just be insane. Just insane. So I have no idea, but that's right. So how have you been? So you've been staying indoors, right?
Well, I go out for my run, then I go out and I go out in the car quite a bit, and then come back. It's still light. It's just I'm just really bored.
Yeah.
And I should write or do something, but I'm too depressed to write. So.
Jeez. Well. You know, so
hard to get anything done.
And also, you don't have any gigs.
Nobody does. No, I did a gig Friday where I literally phoned it in.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird, but that was it.
You phoned in a gig?
Yeah, I've been accused of that before, but I literally phoned this one in.
I mean, how did you do that?
I guess they had this thing set up with a picture of me, and I just read my jokes off. Bunch of businessmen up in North Beach, and they do this thing every year where they get me, and so last week they just set up on the phone line.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible.
I guess some comics are trying to do this thing called Zoom now, where they try to perform in front of people on the internet, and then some girl did it, and she was getting heckled, but they couldn't tell where the heckle was coming from. They were trying to shut everybody down. Sounded hilarious.
Imagine getting heckled during a pandemic. My God.
And not knowing where it's coming from.
Not knowing where it's coming from. Son of a bitch. That's amazing. Anyway.
But you're holding up well.
I'm holding up well. You know, I have to be careful. I'm because I had those seeds and everything. I don't know how. I'm 80 years old. There's a bullet in my head. Okay, so that's the other little problem that I have. But anyway, so well, it's good to hear that at least you're okay and you're healthy and you don't have I'm sure you don't have the coronavirus. At least it doesn't sound like it. And,
Well, it's weird. I guess they said 80% of the people that get it won't even know they have it. They don't show any symptoms.
well, yeah. Well, so, no, 80% will get it, but they will get small. You know, they're it will resolve itself, is how they put it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we've run out of time.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
More ways than one. Well, it was something to do today, right?
We had something to do, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Larry Bubbles Brown. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Alex.
5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the program. Oh boy, I'm telling you, it's not. It hasn't been good, has it? It hasn't been terrific. Let me just do something here. A little bit there. Give myself a little bit of headroom. Let me see here. Where do we want to go? Well, first, I guess we should probably go to the map. Okay, we have a map here that we like to show people. This is our nightly map, and this is the coronavirus all around the world. You may notice we are now up to 935,817, so we're approaching the million mark. Now, this is in the world. This is not in the United States, but the United States is leading everybody with 215,417. Look at that. Look at that number. Now, in second place, and we have, by the way, total deaths now of 5,116. All right? Total recovery, 8,566. The rest of you are still sick. All right? Second is Italy, and they are just about half of what we have now. You remember when Italy was the big deal, right? It was the big deal. Now it's not anymore. Now it's down to they have 110,000, and they have 13,155 deaths. So they've got about let's see here. U.S. has how many deaths? 5,000. About 2.5 times, 2.5 times what we have in deaths. So their death rate is much bigger. Let me see here. Go to Spain, 9,387 deaths out of 104,118 people. And China, which, you can either believe the statistics or not believe the statistics, but they only have total deaths of 3,316 out of 82,381. Now you compare that to us, where we have 5,116, and that's only out of 215,000. Okay. Anyway, and then you got Germany and so on, but the whole world. Let me see here. Let's go back to how do I get back to the world? Confirm. I thought if I double click there, I would get the whole world, but I'm not getting the whole world. So let's just do this. Hold on a second while I reboot the picture. There are 47,208 deaths in the world. Okay, now here's the graph that's kind of interesting. It's down here where I'm doing this kind of stuff. I don't have an arrow coming up, so you can't see it. But that is the confirmed. Here's a logarithmic look at it. See how that's going up like that, right? That's in the world. And then the daily increase, whoa, we're all the way up here. Okay, there we go with the increase. Here's the United States. Here's our increase. Look at that. We were flat until about the beginning about March 15th or 14th or so, and then we started going up and up, and in half a month, we've managed to gain this many. Logarithmic, it looks like that. Confirmed, it looks like that. That's all pretty scary, isn't it? That's all very, very scary. And I don't want to scare you. I want to keep you. I want to keep you indoors. You know, don't go out. Okay, stay indoors as much as you can. Now, a lot of times you have to go out. You have to do a few things, but make sure you take all the procedures and precautions that are needed when you go out, and that is wear a mask. That would help, although that's not as important as keeping 6 feet away from the person next to you, and if not further, okay? And then when you come home, wash your hands, sing happy birthday to you 2 times, and with soap and water, and that should take care of that. You know, you can use Purell, but Purell basically it does this, is as good as washing your hands. Okay, so Purell was the lazy man's hand wash. All right, and let me see here. What else? If you sneeze, you know, sneeze into your arm, cough into your arm, then your arm gets the virus. But anyway, those are things you can do for yourself and for others. Now that's the point. Others is very important. By the way, our lines are open if you want to start calling. That is very, very important. So let's always remember to keep ourselves. I'm turning my lights down just a little bit because they're bothering me. You know what happened? I've been having trouble with these lights. Oh, okay. Here comes Rob Alfano. But I mean, trouble with the lights. The thing that makes them go on and off keeps going out on me. Here comes Rob Alfano, and let's see here. And Chris Wallace. Charles Wallace is calling. Let me see here. Charlie, there's Charlie. Okay, first of all, let me just. Here comes Zeller. Okay. Now hold on a second. I gotta. People slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Okay. I gotta. Let's see here. Where am I going to go? First, I want to go to first place, and I want to put Rob in there. Here comes Rob Alfano. There we go for Rob. And then, where's Rob? Come on.
Right here.
I know. I'm having a problem here. Hold on a second. Oh, come on. Here. Rob Alfano. Come on. I hit Rob Alfano. Go. Okay, there's Rob. Should be up in a second. Okay, and then here, I don't know. In the third place, I guess we'll put asshole face. What's his name? A scuba diver. It's my new nice name for you. Let me see here. Here comes Patrick's calling up. We don't need you going scuba diving, Phil.
Wear a mask.
What?
They said to wear a mask.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me go get Patrick. Be Darth Pat, right? Where is he? There he is. Okay. I should put on my glasses for this portion of the show. Here comes Tony Magno. I'm putting him up. Boy, you people start calling at the top of the show, and it's like, it's. Okay, hold on a second. 5 is going to be, okay, well, we'll make that Charlene. And then, let's see here. Then we go to, I guess we've got let's see here. Let me get rid of this. And then we should be okay. Okay, and then I just need one more to fill in that blank there. See, the way I had the blank before is that there were 2 Robs here, but now everybody's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7, 7, Yeah, 7. And me, 8. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Yes.
Still
Okay.
alive.
You all sound
Still
excited.
here.
Oh, yeah, you're all alive. Well, yeah. You know what what happened today to me is they called me from the hospital to say, you're going to come in for your CT scan. And I said, when? And they said, can you come Friday? And I said, well, yeah, I guess I can. And I said, is it safe? And they said, yeah, it's safe.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, it's safe. Yeah, okay, fine. Good. I'm glad to hear it's safe. Uh, and so I said, okay, I'll be there. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to take care of some stuff here. I'll be there at 10:30 or whatever. And then I thought about it, and I went, I don't know. So I called back, and then it took forever for a day or something for somebody to finally get back to me on it. And they said, well, you don't have to do it now. We can do it in 3 months. Okay. All you need to do is go to like Quest Labs and have a PSA test done and your testosterone, so that we can have a kind of a baseline on that. And they say don't be afraid if your PSA goes up, because you do have an inflamed prostate. So I told her I'd wait 3 months. She said that we can do it in 3 months. It's just a matter the doctor wants to see how all the seeds were planted and if they worked right and so on and so forth. And so that's what I'm going to do, because I had this great fear about going to the hospital. Even though where I was going to go is not in the main part of the hospital, you know.
How do you practice social distancing? Can they guarantee that?
Well, I mean, I guess they can guarantee a certain amount of. I'm sure they're doing social distancing. All right.
They did Kaiser when I went when I went in.
Yeah.
They held you at the door.
Mhm.
Purelled your hands. They put a tag on you to say that you'd been, checked. They asked if you were coughing or you had any symptoms. Then when you went in, they had spots on the little boxes on the floor for you to stand in, so that you for the proper footage from one another.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it probably could have been okay, but I got to take a car there, and who knows how clean that is, right?
Yeah.
And and I figured if what I have to have is the blood test. They can send me a script, and I can go down the street to 125th Street and go to Quest Labs, which I'm sure is going to be okay, because number one, I can walk there, which means I can keep my distance from people. I'm not taking a cab or anything like that. And secondly, they had a thing on their site asking when you wanted to make a time or whatever, are you over 60 or do you have an illness of some sort or another? And you say yes. And I guess they just make sure that when you come, they treat you more tenderly than they would, say, somebody who was 20. So they're aware of that. And I think, that's in and out, and somebody draws your blood and you go, and that's it. And then I go home and I'll take a shower and I'll wash my hands and sing happy birthday 4 times just to make sure. And, that's the better way of doing it rather than going over to the hospital, which you got to know right now. Mount Sinai is probably got to be just a living mess right now. So,
You know why New York is reporting as many deaths as they've done?
well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, we've done more testing than anybody, first of all, and secondly, because we have a dense population.
No, I think they're just chewing up their voter rolls, and they're actually letting people know what dead people were voting in all those elections. So what they're doing is they're saying, well, now they're dead, and it's just their way of chewing it up.
Very funny, Phil.
Nobody's laughing.
Well, you guys don't have a sense of humor.
Well, you know something, you can have a sense of humor about a lot of things, but one of the things I just don't have a lot of sense of humor about is this, especially because you're not at ground zero. I am.
Hey, and I'm in the Bay Area, and that's not a ground
You're
zero.
in Contra
Okay.
Costa.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the San Francisco Bay Area.
Well, on your map, how many people have died in Contra Costa?
Well, I don't have that number, but maybe you can look in your local Contra Costa shop or newspaper and find out. You know. But I mean, it's not funny here because we're going to lose. You know, the conservative estimate is we're going to lose 100,000 people. Yeah.
Guy from the Hoover Institute tonight was saying that a lot of these modeling things that they have for the amount of cases and the number of deaths are not based on good science.
Well, that's that guy. Okay.
Why don't you work on it?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people, and Cuomo says this every morning. He says, "Look, everybody has a different model, everybody has a different opinion on the numbers. The only thing we do know is that we better be prepared for a good amount." Because it's not like you wait for that bad time to come and then all of a sudden you react to it. No, this is something you do ahead of time. You want to get out in front of it instead of being back of it chasing it. Doesn't that make sense, Phil?
You know, to launch so much fear and overestimate, I think you need to be more accurate.
It's not fear. What we're trying to do is to get people to stay indoors and to try and beat this thing and to try and mitigate it.
Well, that's okay. You know.
Well,
people-
apparently the nice way doesn't work because they go out and play basketball.
218,000 cases.
You'd rather have the communist China way, which is you're in the street.
Yes, right now.
Right
yes.
now, absolutely.
How about the South Korea way?
How about
They
this?
only have 9,000 cases.
And I think they only have a handful of deaths there in the hundreds. If I look here, I'll tell you right now, South Korea.
You know what? I know what you do care about is this economy. And whether we lose people or not, or if it's slow, it's going to take longer to recover. If everybody stays indoors, we could get there quicker.
Yeah.
I think what we need is the testing that has just been developed with the 5-minute result. And if we test enough people, we'll get a good model at that point to be able to base the statistics
Well,
on.
but they're not going to have that fast testing and enough kits to take care of the entire country immediately. It's going to take many, many months to get out that many.
You don't need to test the entire country to create a model.
Yes, you do. You do, because you need to know who doesn't have it. Yes, Jeff.
I would like the genius president to tell me how many of those instruments are we going to have this month?
What
Not
instruments?
many.
The testing instrument?
Yes.
As he calls them, the testing things.
He can't. He don't.
Abbott one can be performed in the field or by a doctor in his office and get a 5-minute result. So it's not that they need a lot of the kits. They just have that module that fits in there, and then they put the swab in it.
How many are we going to have?
How many are you going to have, Phil?
I can't get tested here in Texas.
Do you have the symptoms?
No, I don't. But you have to test everybody because I could be spreading disease all over the place and have no symptoms myself.
Right. They're saying a lot of people just have these symptoms.
Alex, my cousin Joy she just took the test yesterday. She's got pneumonia. She got 100 feet, a slight fever. She thinks she got it from her son picking him up from college.
But she got pneumonia.
Yep, she's home right now.
But she doesn't have. Does she have coronavirus?
It sounds like she does, Alex. Yeah.
Waiting for the result.
Said
I'll
she
let you know, but it sounds like it to me.
And
And the death rate in Italy, Phil, is about 8 to 10%. That's not.
Much higher.
Saying about that death rate in Italy, they said that they had determined that a lot of the people that died from underlying issues, and not.
Yeah, but they're dying from the virus.
Though. Phil, most people who die of the coronavirus die because they have other things going. The main one. Do you want to know what the main one is, Phil? What the largest population of the dying is?
Yeah. Democrats?
No, people with diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number one.
Number
one. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So you want to talk about being in the crosshairs? Go have a candy bar, Phil.
Yeah.
Patrick, you're quiet. You're kind of circumspect about all of this.
Yeah, nobody wanted to hear what I have to say, so I'll just.
Come on.
Whoa.
Belt it out.
Of course we want to hear what you have to say.
I'm somewhere between all of you and Phil. I mean, yeah, it's something to be wary of.
Mm-hmm.
I still look back at the swine flu, N1, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And that was worldwide. And the thing is, we did not have social media to stir everybody up and get everybody so afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And the death rates were high then. I don't know what they were in America, but worldwide and within this country. Plus, we have flu every year. I mean, people die of cancer. There's all many things. And that's the other thing I think a lot of people are overlooking what Phil was just trying to say is a lot of the death worldwide and in this country are coming because people have underlying health issues. And I tell you, if you're diabetic or if you have cancer or you have any number of things, you're at higher risk. So, if somebody's going to kick off at 55 and they've got diabetes, chances are that was the landing punch that knocked them out.
Well, also age has a lot to do with it too, and part of the reason why age is because as you get older, you have many more issues physically. Yes, Tony.
But here's why I can tell you that's nonsense, the swine flu. Let's use New York as an example. When the swine flu was here, I know people who work in the hospitals. We were not inundated with patients dying. There was no body bags being taken out. If the swine flu was comparable to this, which you can't compare it to, it wouldn't be going on like this.
Yeah, I mean we're already way past the swine flu. Okay.
You'd be having. How could we have the mass epidemic when the swine flu was here? Evidently, it was probably handled correctly.
Well, it may not have also been quite as epidemic in nature.
We would have a boat on the west side.
And we learned today the CDC fucked everything up.
Yeah, I mean,
what did they do? I heard something, and in passing, tell us what that is, Rob.
That's what Pence was saying this morning when they interviewed him. He blamed it all. This is the pass the buck presidency, right? The pass the buck administration. Yeah. So blamed it on the CDC.
I saw the head of the CDC getting interviewed tonight on Laura Ingram's show, and boy,
you really go for the accurate news. Go ahead.
The crap.
He said that that the tests that they said that they let the CDC generate. And then it was the head of the FDA, and then the FDA approved them. They approved them within 24 hours, but the protocol was to let the CDC do it, not go to private concerns. Mm-hmm. Once they opened it up to the private concerns to come up with the tests, they were generated very quickly. In the case of Abbott, I think it was 6 weeks, and and so Trump made the difference, and Pence made the difference of opening it up to private concerns rather than just doing it the way.
God bless them. They've been so helpful in all of this. God bless
How can they not be culpable for
anything? The other reason
Hi,
there's
Kevin.
so many deaths in New York is because of muggings.
What?
If the criminals aren't even
What?
on the street.
Wait, is that a joke?
Yeah, it's probably.
That's another joke.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's actually really sad. I'm annoyed by this because I don't. Rob's right. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never his.
Well,
He did everything right, and we don't. I don't know. He's just like a spoiled child. It's like enough already.
Out of jail.
What?
Phil,
Tony on.
Alex, he never takes blame for anything.
Why should he?
How many times is he going to say
The virus
It's his responsibility.
Did he bring the virus over here?
He almost let it in by its hand.
All right, perfect example, Alex. They all talked about the swine flu.
Wait, just hold it down, Phil. Let Tony talk. Yes.
Made it. It was Patrick brought up the swine flu. I wonder. It never got here and didn't kill this many people. Maybe because I don't know. Maybe because our leaders did the right thing and handled it, and it didn't become a pandemic.
Yeah.
You don't know why it didn't.
No, Phil. No, but did we have?
It's just as possible that that's the truth, though, right?
There was.
Where was the boat on the west side?
Rob.
As much air travel and work between China, the United States, and China and other countries.
Yeah, right. It's all China's fault. Yes, Rob, you were saying?
No, I just said all I did was say it's that whole thing about it's just as possible that the previous administration did a good job keeping it out. Just as possible as.
Yeah. I mean, the point is, I agree with Andrew Cuomo when he said, let's quit blaming anybody. Let's just get this thing done. Let's quit arguing with each other. And I think that's the problem. I think today the president. Now I have no idea why he did this. Today was how I put it was, in the morning I get the Cuomo Human Show, okay, and then at about 6 o'clock every night I get the Trump Comedy Hour, and there's always usually something to laugh about because it's his take on the coronavirus and where we are today. Now, every day when Cuomo goes on, he tells you where it's at, where the numbers are, and then he kind of gives a pep talk at the end about how, this is terrible, but on the other hand, you got to look at the positives too, and you got to look at the fact that this is a chance for you to connect with people you haven't connected with before because there are things like Skype. I mean, he'll give some kind of pep talk that way. Then you go over to Trump today and you go, okay, well, I'm going to hear the latest take on what's happening. Did anybody watch that press conference?
I did. We had the caravan again.
No, but what was the whole thing about? It wasn't about the pandemic, was it?
No.
It was about stopping narcotics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's what did
What is it? Wait, that's not what we're tuning in for, you moron.
Exactly. He's spinning the fucking needle again.
Did you see that today, Rob?
Yeah, CNN dropped it real quick. They're like, we're not going to give him.
Yeah, I like that. Alex, the local news dropped it in our area.
MSNBC dropped out of it too, and then said we'll go back to it when he's talking about the coronavirus.
Right.
I was glad.
Instead, it was a bunch of generals there going, well, they better stop sending those drugs up here while we're having a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They should smoke.
Well, everybody's dying.
Yeah, don't you think down there they're not coughing their brains out? I mean, come on. I mean, what was that one about?
Alex, is that one of his rallies now at 6 o'clock? I'm wondering if that's what he's doing.
Because he can't
do the rallies. He's gone. I've seen him go as long as 2 hours on one of those things once. Charlene, wake up.
And I like when he said about the caravan. It was coming, but I stopped it.
Was they mentioned the caravan? I was out of there by then.
I was eating my chicken pot pie and my mother heard the caravan. I was like, you know what? That should be the least of our problems.
Yeah, the caravans are heading up here. Yeah, that's the least of our problems. By the way, you know to show you how pervasive this whole virus thing is in America, can I tell you what we forgot today?
April Fool's.
That's correct.
I didn't forget because I woke up to an April Fool's joke.
Did you really?
Yeah,
I'm
my ex-boss who just left the company, somebody who I really didn't want to see leave, left the company because the company offered a retirement package, right?
Yeah.
So this morning, I get up, I'm looking at my email, I didn't even have my coffee yet, and I see, Rob, don't tell anybody. And then he mentioned the big muckety muck, called me and said, we want you back. And he made me a deal I couldn't refuse. Don't tell anybody yet, right? So I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm thinking it's spam. I think somebody got his phone or something. I checked his email. It was really his email address. I'm asking people, I'm like, have you heard from Jimmy? People are like, no, I've heard. So finally, I'm calling Jimmy's phone. I called him 3 times. I kept getting voicemail. And finally, about 11:30 in the morning, and I had spoken to about 6 people by then, he calls me and he says, I got you.
By the way, when we have this many people and we have 11 and me, is that the jackpot? Phil?
He's worried about the caravan.
Phil?
I think you got 10.
I've got, let's see here. I've got 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 people right now.
Where's 11?
I think if you use Zoom, you could have 100 people.
Yeah, no, you got 6 bubbles and 4 squares. That's 10.
Wait a minute. I see here 1, 2, 3, 4. I see what it is. Okay, I've got to do away with that one.
Yeah, you got 2 fills.
No, I haven't got 2 fills. Oh, yeah, I do have 2. I have 2 fills and I have 2 Kevins.
3 and box.
There's somebody I don't have. Maybe I don't know. This is just. I have no idea what this is. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, Tampa. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Okay. Now what I got to do is I got to go to 12, but I got to get rid of this. And let me see here. Where am I going? I got to get rid of this and this. Oh, wait a minute. No, excuse me. Oh, God, this is just getting me maddening. And hold on a second. Somebody else is calling. Hold on a second. Let me see here. I've got to go here to. What do I got? Bree.
Maddening. Hold on.
John, got to turn your audio down, John. We're getting you. You know.
Okay.
8, 9. There we go.
Okay.
There's that, and here's this, and what I'm going to do is get rid of this. Oh boy, this is getting to me. I can't. I'm not very good at this anymore. Okay, what do I need now? We have Kevin. Hold on a second. Just let me get things done here. I got to go here, and I go to 9, and wait a minute. Why is he there? What 9? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. At 9. Oh, okay. 9.
Hello. I'm here.
Wait a minute. Cancel. Hold on a second. 9. If the people listening to this as audio, they got to be going crazy. Okay. First of all, there's. I got to
your Trump talk.
I got to find. Just don't say anything while I'm trying to do this, please. Okay. Bree. Do we have Bree in there? Do I have Bree in there? No, I don't have Bree in there. Okay, so Bree goes in there. I know. I'm trying to find a place for you, Bree. Okay, all right. Okay.
We do classes now online. We never use Skype. It's just terrible.
Yeah, but you see, it isn't. I'll explain that to you in a second. And now, who do I have? And John Larkin. Let's see here. Where is? Let's see here. I want to put him in the 10 spot, which would be. I'm trying to see what name are you using there? Are you using a particular name?
Just John Larkin.
Wait a minute. No, you're something else. You're one of these long numbers that people. That's in here.
You got 2 Brees now.
Wait, I've got 2 Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Hold on a second. What is this? Hold
On
on.
YouTube, you do.
No, there's John Larkin. That's
We're delayed.
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on a second. Here, are you happy now? You'll see. But I'm still trying to figure out which one is John Larkin. He's got to be then. Let me try this. I don't
How
have.
come it has a number, not my name?
I know. What is the number you have there?
I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm kind of new on Skype, so I don't know. I'd hardly ever use it.
That's her. That's who is this? Okay, let me see here. What do we got? No, that's boy. I can't find you because you don't have.
You know what?
Because you don't have your name.
Yeah, I get it.
Here,
I get it.
I think I know where it might be. Maybe this is it. Let me see here. No, that's Charlene. See, the thing is, folks, that you really got to put your names up there because.
What's your Skype address? What you need to know.
Yeah, what your Skype address is.
Skype name, it says live CID DEL 69.
DEL. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Live.
DEF.
And then it's what? DEF.
69 CEF.
There we go. Okay. All right. I think we got you. No, that's. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh man, how long did that take me? About 15 minutes to do?
That was 15 minutes of decent radio. It was better than doing all that.
Yeah, and we gained people. Anyway, they love seeing me have technical problems,
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that it's just that I'm usually not too terribly fearful about these things. I go, well, if I get a cold, I get a cold. Okay, if I get the measles, I get the measles. And but in this case, I'm frightened to even go outside. I'm going to have to go down to Quest to get my my little blood draw, which is no big deal. And I'm going to go. If I had a hazmat suit, I'd wear it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'd be going in the yard. I'm afraid actually. I've never been this.
Yeah. Yes, Charlene has her hand up, but your microphone isn't on, Charlene.
Muted.
Yeah. No.
Now, can you hear me?
There you
There
are.
we are.
It was
Wait a minute, you're going on and off, on and off. Well, you're not coming through, Charlene. Is this going to be a whole night of technical problems? Is that what I'm up for here?
better now. You can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can't. Now we can't.
Don't move. Next time we can hear you.
Well, no, I think it's the plug. I think it's her plug is bad or something, or it's not plugged in right. But anyway, try and fix it.
From one person's technical problems to another's.
Yes, right, exactly.
Probably one of the thoughts.
Mr. Larkin, how are things in San Francisco in the Tenderloin?
A lot of people on the street, like, just doing drugs but it's really very, very quiet. If you go downtown, everything's boarded up. There's nowhere to go and get anything to eat. There's McDonald's is the only thing that's open.
I'll tell you, the only
place
here
for San Francisco.
I was talking, Phil.
Huh?
I was
Where do
talking.
you live that there's only a McDonald's?
I live in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, but what I was going to say is, in New York, we call it the city that doesn't sleep. It's snoring.
Yeah.
It's so quiet out there. You know what I'm
I always
talking
thought
about?
Las Vegas was the city that never slept.
No, New York.
That's the place that
When I lived in New York, everybody slept.
No, but there's a song about New York where they say the city that doesn't sleep. And it really doesn't. It goes 24/7. There's always something happening. And, there are people outside my window at night screaming and yelling. I don't hear that anymore.
Everybody's inside, yeah.
The only good thing that's happened in my life, as I said, Cuomo always says, try and look on the bright side of things and what kind of things this brings you. It brings you closer to your family and whatever. And today I had that blessing. They canceled Wimbledon.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
And so I don't have to spend 2 weeks hearing bop, squeak, bop, squeak, bop, squeak, bop, squeak, bop, squeak, bop. So if girlfriend is listening, I'm sorry that they canceled your Wimbledon. So they're not going to do it this year. They're going to do it next year. So, But how's everything in Malaysia?
Well, I mean, it's the same situation. We're still under lockdown, and some people obey it, and some people don't.
Yeah.
They don't seem to quite understand that, if everybody obeys it, the shorter it will be.
Yeah.
So they've now announced that I think we're going to April 28th is the new date.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be April 14th. Now we're at April 28th. So, and as we get closer to that date, they'll make the decision then.
Yeah, yeah. So are you getting a little squirrely from being indoors?
A little bit, yeah, sure. But I got to tell you, we have a pretty big house here. It's much bigger than what we've had in the last two living situations. So we can pretty much isolate from each other pretty well. And there was an emergency. One of the toilets was leaking this morning. I had to fix it because you can't call anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually kind of like it. What I do, I prefer to do online.
Okay. By the way, we'll get to you in a second, Patrick. Go ahead.
I was getting my team on board. It's funny, last semester I was telling them, we have to do more blended learning. And they were kind of like, oh, well, yeah. And then I said, let's do 2 weeks next semester. 2 weeks, everybody, please, just 2 weeks. And they're begrudgingly, I got them to agree to that. They all started taking workshops. They started learning more. And then a month later, they're like, everything 100% we're going to be online.
Okay.
And they were all prepared for it because they were already doing it.
Patrick has his hand up, so I should go to Patrick. Yes, Patrick.
Patrick was holding his hand up for the longest time.
Who?
His hand right now.
Charlie?
Charlie said his hand up.
Okay, I'm sorry, because, my problem is I only have a very little screen here when I got this many people, and I can barely see anybody. I probably should put my glasses on. But, Charlie, sorry that you lost all feeling in your arm, but now you know what the rest of Patrick's body feels like. So go ahead.
But, no, I just wanted to make the point is that the difference between Cuomo's and Trump's conferences, Cuomo has expressed compassion and sympathy for the people who have the disease, and he's given out facts, real facts about what's going on. So you listen to his conferences, find out what's going on. Trump spends more than half of his conferences patting himself on the back on what a great job he's doing, and not giving you any information at all. And what information he does give you is half the time wrong.
Yeah. But I mean,
now he said there's a vaccine or something. Did you see that?
Who?
Trump.
No, really? Yeah. I'll believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I notice about John Larkin? John is the first name, right, John? See?
Yeah.
I told you a couple of times on this show, and I'll remember your name. You have a piano in back of you.
I do.
Do you play piano?
Not very well, but I practice. I get a lot of time to practice now.
Yeah, but you also have a guitar, and I notice you also have maybe a saxophone.
Saxophones and a clarinet.
Oh, hey, can you play a little of the clarinet for us here? See, I mean,
Not very well.
We have nothing else to do with our lives. We're all stuck indoors here.
I'm not very good.
That's
though.
the thing, though, Alex. I don't know how many.
A little begin.
I have so many friends and musicians. They're doing concerts every night. So last week it was great. This week,
By next week, you're going to be so tired of it that you don't want to hear them. Oh yeah, I forgot.
My friend, lead singer of Rusted Root, is doing one tonight.
Yeah. But I forgot that when you
used
play
to
the
manage
clarinet, you got to wet your reed for a while.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
I can't play it though. I'm not a musician.
Oh,
I can't play it. I just practice.
Well, let's just hear something come out of that clarinet.
Okay. You insist.
He knows how to wet his reed.
Oh.
Let me see here.
Keep talking. I'll let you know when I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see here. Who haven't we called upon?
Patrick? Didn't Patrick have?
Did you have your hand up, Patrick?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was just trying to tell me that you had your hand up.
Oh yeah, thanks.
How about you, Kevin? How's everything in your neck of the woods?
We keep climbing.
Okay, you were absolutely right. You can't play.
That's what I could do.
Sounds like the instrument is played.
Play glowworm.
Boo. He froze.
Keeps me sane.
Yeah. Okay, it keeps you sane. Does it drive your neighbors insane, however?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Who are we getting? We're getting some slap back from somebody. Let me see here.
It could be me because you told me to mess around with the plug.
Oh, well, now we can hear you, Charlene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you want to say?
No. When you said April Fools, they had told me April 1st I might be able to get my nails done. So that was my April Fools that I couldn't get them done today. They faked us out and they said hair and nails were April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be more like June, maybe. Who knows?
Let me ask one question. Here's what's happening with me. I need a haircut. I'm getting to need a haircut, and I'm not going to be able to get one. I'm not going. Well, I think I'm going to send away for them at Amazon if they
did.
Oh, really?
Number 2, number 5.
Number 2 and a number 5, huh? And you just go yamp, right?
Just go round, and actually my wife did the back and stuff. Number 2 here and number 5 here, and it looks just like it did when I came out of the barber shop.
Maybe I think I'm gonna have to send away for one. Any particular brand you like?
Yeah, on Amazon I got the Wall brand.
Yeah,
it's
Wall is a
$25.
good one.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'll order it right now. What is it? Wall.
WAHL.
Right.
WAHL. Yeah, I know the brand.
That's what the pros use. Yeah.
Okay, so
$5 can't get hurt.
The Wall. Let's see here. Professional lithium-ion cordless, $139. No, we don't want that
you
one.
could do that.
The Wall cordless. Let me see here. Did you say there was a cheap one? I didn't see.
Yeah, $25.
$25. I don't see one for $25. Maybe they suddenly went up in price because of the.
And I just got them.
There's a lot of gouging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can tell you the exact model. I'll look up my orders. I just recently got it.
In case people want to see what I'm looking at here.
Here we go. It's the Wall Color Pro Cordless.
The Wall Color Pro Cordless. Let me see here. Let me put that in here. Wall Color.
Yeah, Color Pro.
Wall Color Pro. There it is. It comes up, and there it is.
$25.
And wait a minute. Here it is. $26. $27. Free delivery for Prime members. Temporarily out of stock.
I guess a lot of people.
A lot of people probably.
Yeah.
Going like crazy. Plus dot hair clippers.
Yeah, it's got everything you need. It's got scissors. It's got a couple of combs in there.
Yeah, I know. It just says it's temporarily out of stock. Damn. Well, what the hell, you know. That's a pain
So
in
this
the
thing
butt.
is supposed to go on. It's supposed to go on till like June or something, right?
Yeah, well, by then I'm going to be back down to the way I was when I was a hippie. You know?
Yep.
If I can't find, if they don't have the clippers back.
I don't know what I'm going to look like. It's terrible.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to put this on my wish list, and then I will remember it. If I can put it on my, where's your wish list go? I don't have no idea. Put it in my cart. I could put it in a cart. Saved for later. No? Oh, well. I don't know. I give up.
Amazon is just kicking ass.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're kicking ass, because here in New York, they have people walking out.
They're on strike. Yeah.
There's a big strike. Yeah. They're saying that the company is not taking care of them and of their health, you know.
That may be the case, but they're hiring another 100,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
They want a raise. They want gloves, masks, sanitizer.
Yeah. Damn it. This looks like a good one, too. Too bad. Let me see here. That's really, let me see here. Let's see. We're working hard to get it back in stock as soon as possible. We'll email you with an estimated delivery date as soon as we have more information.
You can buy it and put it in your, just buy it and they won't charge you, and then they'll keep updating you.
I'll buy it now. I don't need the personal care protection plan.
Right.
There we go. And then
about Walgreens. What about Walgreens?
Yeah, but I'm not going down to Walgreens. Anyway, we'll see what happens. See if I get an email that tells me.
We can do haircuts on Gabnet one night. We'll all sit here and.
Yeah. But I mean,
do that too.
I'm gonna need it soon.
I'll just go for the Brie hairstyle.
The Brie hairstyle, yeah.
Right.
What do you do, Brie?
Well, I just shave it. I use. I have two devices, a Phillips and a Braun, I think. And so if it gets a little too long, I shave it that way, and then I use a regular razor like that.
Oh, I want to place my order.
I let it go. Sometimes you see I have a beard, and sometimes I have some up here. It just depends on how I'm feeling.
Your estimated delivery, not yet available. So we'll see what happens. Man, they have nothing left on Amazon. What was I looking for on Amazon the other day? And they didn't, they didn't.
Phil's going to cut his hair. Look.
Phil, that looks like a dog trimmer.
Right, it does.
Big machine for the amount of hair you have.
There goes the piping in there.
WAHL.
Mm-hmm.
And these things come off.
Yeah.
And you can put on different lengths.
That's a guard, yeah.
Right.
You got to have long hair for that one.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're trimming.
So I have these two.
It's TMI
Let me
right
see.
there.
Wall color. If I were to go online and just ask about it.
One.
Here we go.
Is that what you use before your surgery?
Wall color. Here's Wall USA. And do they have them in stock?
If it's show and tell, I'll get mine.
Oh, there.
This one is
Wall
it has a
at
docking station.
Wall.
It can self-clean.
Yeah,
and stuff.
but Wall at Wall is out of stock.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, they got to make more.
I immediately thought about it. I was like, shit. I need a haircut. I better do something because I don't think there's going to be any time soon I'm going to be able to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Now,
So
these are hoarding manscapers, and now you're going to be hoarding toilet paper.
I only have one. I didn't bought one. I didn't buy 10.
Look at Bree. How many's he got?
wait a minute. I'm jealous. Everybody's got one.
You
You know what though? I do have a beard thing I use. I do have a beard thing I use, and I think it has other clippers for it, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably good.
And I bet I can
might be
cut
able to
my
get
hair
away
with
with
it. I bet I can cut my hair with it.
Yeah, get away with that one.
Yeah.
It's like a rat.
Well, these are all the ways we're looking to get by, folks. If anybody has any other helpful hints,
Who would have thought we'd be in this predicament? We can't even get a haircut.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh,
There's no way he wins in November. There's no way.
I got one a week or so before all of this took place. So I was lucky. It'll last me 6 weeks, and so will the the shutdown.
You know, what we have is a bottle of Purell.
Dream on.
We have a bottle of Purell that we just been using very sparingly. But do you know what company do you think produces Purell?
Johnson & Johnson?
Oh,
No.
I should know that. I
No.
saw a show about it.
I can't remember the name of the company, but it's a family-owned business, and it has been since it started out.
Right. They started out with something else, and now they turned to Purell.
They started out with something like for like cleaning grease for people who were fixing cars and stuff.
Oh,
And-
Gocho.
Gocho.
My father was a mechanic, and he used to use a lot of Gocho.
Oh, yeah, and then they came out with Purell, and they are the people who make Purell. They are a privately owned business who are probably right now at this moment making the biggest fortune they've ever made in their life. Because they said, when I saw this thing about them, they said at the beginning nobody wanted to buy the crap. You know, they had a hard time selling it, and then it started catching on, and then you kind of get addicted to it, you know?
And
There's
after
also a
this,
class
it's
action
going to be all
lawsuit
over.
against it right now.
For what?
Really?
For what?
For false advertising, misleading
Oh,
advertising.
because of the 60% is the good one, and
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll probably cost them a couple million, but they're making
Well, the
a lot
truth of the
money.
matter is you can go down and buy, a bottle of alcohol and just use alcohol, and it will do exactly the same thing. However, try and buy a bottle of alcohol.
Oh, don't tell
really,
me.
you can't get that either.
You can't get that. I'm
liquor
sure you
can-
can't. Let me just do this. Let me go to Amazon, okay, and put in alcohol.
You could
No,
probably use a
alcohol.
bottle of vodka.
Probably.
Or Cardi
That's a
rum.
waste of vodka.
Well,
Well, if you
alcohol.
want to sanitize.
Watch this, folks. This item will be released April 30th. Those are alcohol wipes.
Oh no.
Let me see here. I'm looking just for alcohol. A bottle of.
Isopropyl.
Well, there is some hand sanitizer you can get for $6.99. That's okay. If I were to go to Purell, I bet they don't have any Purell. That's damn sure.
My
That
daughter is
explains
like-
the shortage. It's a little family company.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the shortage is that everybody wants it like crazy. You know, here I do not get toilet paper. I don't understand that one. That one just totally eludes me.
And tissues
mean-
and napkins.
I mean, I wipe my ass more than just about anybody I know because I'm an old man and I'm an alta caca, and the translation of that in Yiddish is old shitter. Okay? And right, Jeff?
That's right.
Yeah, and I probably shit more than anybody does here. I don't like to brag, but hey, if the president can, so can I. Anyway, and I don't use that much toilet paper. I mean, I'm sure I could get through a whole big thing of it from Costco in maybe a couple of months. All right? But the only problem is I like my toilet paper that I get from Costco, but I ain't going over to that petri dish. I'm sorry. We were thinking about going to it yesterday, and then or today, and so I said, nah, no way, because we get over there and think of all the things you have to touch in order to when you buy things at stores and you bring them home, you got to clean the surfaces of all of them. And don't think that if you have a cardboard box and you get it from Amazon, the outside of the box, the virus can stay on for 24 hours.
Yep.
However, once you open it up, the inside of the box, there isn't any in there. It's the outside you have to worry about. So when you get the box home, put your gloves on, grab your box. Excuse me, Charlene. Grab your box
Oh.
and then open it up.
That was Robin Bird.
And then get your stuff.
Hang box.
Get your stuff out of the box, okay? And then take the box and I don't know, burn it or something. Just wash it all off and get rid of it. Put it out in the.
Well, have you seen the signs at the bowling alley? Don't touch anybody else's balls. After
Yeah.
you touch your ball, wash your hands. Your balls, wash
Oh,
your
that's
hands.
interesting. I never thought of that. Most people who go bowling, unless you're a regular bowler, you don't have a ball, so you got to use the house balls.
One of the funnier things I've seen today, one of the memes running around. You remember the Scream? Who did the artwork? The Scream, the guy screaming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget that.
Well,
guy's
he's got a
Edward
mask. He's got a mask on. You know.
Oh, the Picasso one.
Van Gogh, I think.
Oh, Van Gogh.
Van
yeah.
Gogh, yeah, with it's
Yeah.
hanging down from one ear, and the quote on it is "fuck." Yeah.
Can you believe that we're in a box, really?
Yeah.
Alex?
Yes, Charlene. Yes.
Did anybody see The View today?
No.
Because Whoopi kept asking Bernie, "Are you still running? Are you still running?" And he wouldn't answer her. But he was going off. He said that if he would be president right now, everyone would still be getting a paycheck. Everyone. And I'm like, how the hell would he do that, right? Like, if you're not working,
Just
how
gave
would,
$4 trillion to the banks.
But
And they
what do you
would work
think?
on
What do
that
you
one.
think is going to happen? Because actually, I mean, he still isn't out of the race, really, right? Because we never had the
He says that there's
right?
there's a narrow lead he could have. Patrick's been quiet. Patrick, anything you want to say here?
The only thing that I do with anything from Amazon,
Yeah.
is I have a bottle of Lysol by my front door, so when I get a package, I spray the outside of the package down and then open it up and then discard the package. So, I mean, the Lysol kills 99.9% of whatever. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe at that.
Yeah.
Take out what I'm getting, and then I go wash my hands. And, I mean, because for me, to get gloves and fuck around, it's just easier to spray it down, wait a minute or two, and then open it up, get what I need, toss the package, and then go wash my hands.
Well, you actually don't need to use the gloves as long as you don't touch your face. But you wash your hands before you touch your face.
But remember what I've said on here before, and I know I said it on Jack's show. For me, it really doesn't even matter with sanitizing because the wheels of my wheelchair touch every surface, and I can't avoid it anywhere, whether I'm in my own place, outside, the garage, the hospital, the store.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can wash my hands 100 times, and then when I go wheel away from the sink, I'm touching the same shit that I just,
Yeah.
So
But let me ask you about when you go out with the wheelchair. Do you have gloves that you wear?
Yeah, but even the gloves, you got to take them off, Alex.
Oh yeah.
We're touching them.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting like at a restaurant, I'm not having the gloves on while I'm eating. So then I'm moving my chair around without the gloves, and I'm still eating. So I'm hoping if there's any sort of justice in the universe, that I have some immunity to some of these fucking diseases because of all that I touch. I mean, just think about the men's.
Yeah.
You go into the men's room, the floors are always wet, and that freshly clean floor.
Oh wow.
That is, and it's on my hands. So, I mean, before I grab and stab, I have hand wipes that are, sanitizer. So I do that, and I stab myself, and I clean my hands afterward, but then I'm back to rolling around.
I said this to you the other day. I mean, I was a paraplegic for about 2 hours. So I know. I mean, I know I don't know how you do it. I mean, I couldn't move my feet. I couldn't feel anything. And then I reached down to feel my penis, and I couldn't feel it. I wondered, oh my God, where's the rest of me? It was really a strange feeling that I had. So I'm glad it was only 2 hours, and I could be a dilettante about it. But I understand what you go through every day. You know.
Well, it'll be 17 years next Tuesday. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But at least at least if
a
he
steak and a beer, is that what you do?
No steak, right?
What did you say, Rob?
The celebration, right? Don't you do a steak dinner and a beer or a scotch or whatever it is?
Yeah, you can't go out.
It's going to be delivered.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to go car side service and then try to drag it in, so I'll just have it delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. What day is that? Maybe we can all celebrate with you.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Okay, so he won't be on next.
A year already? Wow.
Well, he might be on next Tuesday because if he does it at home, he maybe can eat his celebratory dinner in front of us. That would be nice. And then we can sing. What do we sing? Happy what? What would be the song?
Crippleversary.
Crippleversary. Happy Crippleversary to you. Happy Crippleversary. Okay, everybody get ready for that one.
On Tuesday.
So, what do you figure is gonna happen to the economy, everybody? You figure we're in for after this is over, a depression comes along?
Societal.
Probably.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, where's the money coming from? You know, I mean,
Greatest depression. It will make the last one look like a state fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, hopefully, we'll find.
I don't know.
What you don't know? What was that? You, Jeff?
No, it wasn't me.
No, it was me.
Oh, who was talking?
John.
I think
John. Yeah.
I do. I think when this thing's all over, people are going to have a lot of animal spirits all bundled up, and they're just going to go out and and everybody's going to be partying. It's going to be like like the end of World War II.
Oh, VE
you know what
Day,
I mean?
is that it? VE Day or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's going to
have money?
But I have a question here. This is
And then the economy, it really exploded after World War II. It was all through the 50s. It was a boom,
Yeah.
So maybe that's what will happen. Just like who knows?
But who knows what's going to happen? Because this thing is not going to be over in a month. We're still going to all be stuck in the house in a month.
Oh, yeah.
At what point do people start going ballistic?
I think
I mean,
it's gonna happen.
when do people start killing people? I mean,
I
when?
think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm glad I live alone.
Jeff, did you have a feeling about that?
People
Wait a minute. Jeff, what?
This morning,
Yeah.
my wife, I was ready to kill her.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like being mentally challenged just to be alone.
yeah,
To be at home every day.
yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
can't do anything.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
Marjorie has taken over the bedroom, so I go into the guest room, and that's my place to hang out. And whatever. Did you have something to say, Bree? Because we're about ready to play the theme here.
Yeah. There was a guy, there's a story, a guy coughed in a parking lot of a grocery store. Another guy yelled at him, so he shot at him. I don't think he killed him, but that was once. And we had a case here in Malaysia where somebody had COVID-19 and they committed suicide rather than go through the process.
Oh yeah, there's a cop by
story.
suicide thing. Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah.
In New York, yeah, cop by suicide.
Hey, there's our theme, and it's been another good one tonight, and a lot of people viewing us. And I want to thank Rob, and I want to thank Mr. Wallace, and I want to thank Mr. Meyer, and I want to thank Mr. Blazik and Miss Martinez and Mr. Zeller and Mr. Stopper. We hardly ever say Kevin's last name. And Tony, and Tony, and finally the Artie Shaw of the Citizen Panel.
Artie
Nobody
Shaw.
will get that joke except me. And who was married to him? Oh, I think what's her name? Who married Sinatra was married to him originally. Anyway, hey, that's it. That's all she wrote. That's our Citizen Panel, and if they give a big wave goodbye, I'll give a big wave goodbye back. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank them all for calling. I hope that some of them will stick around, including you. and go have a nice time listening to The Intersection with Jack Bishop, who I think will get on okay tonight. He had a few problems last night, but I solved them for him. I'm Alex Bennett. Oh, we're running way over. Sorry about that. But we'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.